Brittany, you
Yes.
settled.
Yes. I still can't believe it though.
You can't. You won't believe it. I think you won't believe it until that first rent come and you be like, yeah, I'm a whole landlord.
Yes, that's what really hit me. I feel good.
Okay, for sure. So, what? I know you joined the program. It's a year this month, right? So a year ago this month. Tell me what had you tried before then? Because I know you were trying to invest before then. So, what were some of the things that you had tried?
I always just thought about it. I never could get started. I never knew where to start, how to start, and where to look. So I came across your page on Instagram, and I was like, I'm gonna do this.
Okay, right. Because you called me, you was like, I'm
right.
Right.
I was thinking about buying my own home, but then when I seen the group, I'm like, no, let's forget that. We can stay where we at.
Right.
Let's go ahead and invest.
And chill. Okay. So basically, you had started with just like trying to figure out. You know, like you had the thought in your head, so I didn't have to convince you that investing was the right move. It was just more of like the steps and some of the stuff to kind of get things in place and the motivation to do it. Right. So okay. And so, what would you say after the program or during the program kind of deal? What were some of the results that you experienced with kind of going through? I know we did some of the business credit stuff.
Right. So I was able to set up my business correctly. That's one. Okay. Because I was sitting on an LLC for so many years and wasn't doing nothing with it really. Didn't know what to do with it. So I was able to set it up correctly. I was able to start getting business credit and know about business funding. So it opened up my eyes to a totally different world that I didn't even know existed at all. So I'm happy about that. And then now here we are. I just purchased a whole property in my business name that was sitting there doing nothing.
So cash flow. And would you say that you also learned how to analyze property?
Yes.
Because that was one thing that I definitely was
drilled down in my head. Like I was throwing you all these properties, throwing them like, Jazz, I really like this house. Only because it's the way it looked on paper, in pictures, but I wasn't really doing the numbers. And some of them properties that looked really, really good, which we went out to go see. Wasn't it?
Right. Remember we looked at that one property, I think the stairway was like leaning. Remember that one?
Pictures that was really thinking we was going into something. We went in there, the ceiling's falling down. As soon as we walked in, we were like, oh, they didn't show that. They didn't show that at all.
So now, what is your next move? Like, what is going to be after this one? We have some construction to do. We have some repairs and some changes to make at the building. But the goal is 2 more properties this year.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we have some pretty ambitious goals that I know that you can conquer. But do you think that the program gave you some confidence to go ahead and go ahead? Okay. And definitely just trying to just be organized. That's the only thing.
And you definitely set up the roadmap. Everything that you give in your course, it was step by step, and if you follow them step by step, you really got it set in stone and made it so much easier.
Yeah, and I think one day you was like, I'm just gonna go through this stuff instead of fighting against it.
So let me tell you about that, because I went through the beginning of the course lost, because I'm like, what am I not missing? Am I not doing something right? And I went to one of the cohorts. We was at a house looking at it from the ground up, how to build. And one of the other members was like, did you do this? Did you do that? And I'm like, wait, where are you getting all this information from? And she was like, you need to really just settle down and go through the course. And when I did that, it made so much sense.
You did it that weekend, and then Tuesday you had put in our community Jasmine, you really outlined this.
Right, you really outlined it. I had different tiers of credit already. I'm like, how did I miss all this? Yeah. So it was really a good course. If you really just sit down, go step by step, don't try to jump over, don't try to skim through it, just do it. Just do it.
All right. Well, I am so proud of you. Congratulations on settling, and I can't wait, because I already know what you are going to be able to achieve here is going to be something that's amazing. That cash flow. You a world traveler. Now next you gonna be up in space with what's his name? What's the guy up in space?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Right.
With this rental income. you like, Jazz, collect my rent And I'm about to get on this spaceship real quick.
I'll be back in 2 weeks.
I'll be back in 2 weeks. So just let me know. But I'm very, very appreciative of you just entrusting me and entrusting the process, because this process has been along and going on forever. So it's not just your process, meaning like buying and renting property, honestly, is nothing new.
Right.
You know, it's just that the exposure to people that look like us we're not exposed to it.
Right.
We think that we have to reinvent the wheel and do this and have, you know, tons and tons of hundreds of thousands of dollars, and we don't.
And we don't.
We don't realize that. We just think that we need that, and we don't. So I am so grateful for you to just entrust me and entrust the process.
Thank you so much. I am totally grateful.
I'm so, yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you.